Hello and welcome. I hope each one of you are doing amazing. Today, I have a quick little word for you on today, and I just want to say that some of you are going through a season of isolation. So, you may say, well, what does that mean? A season of isolation is, it can be a time frame where you feel like there's people around you who may not quite understand what's happening in your life. You yourself may not understand what's happening in your life, but you do feel yourself going through some changes. And you want to embrace these changes, but you don't really know how. And people around you, they notice some changes in you as well, but they can't quite put their finger on what's different about you. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll say, "Oh, you're acting funny, you're a little standoffish. I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on with you?" And let me just say that God has put you into a season of isolation. And the reason why you are isolated is because God wants to work on you. And He had to get you alone and to be able to really work on you the way that He wants to. A lot of times we can get so busy with our everyday lives and taking care of others and balancing our relationships, our friendships, things of that nature, to the point where we kind of put our wants and our needs and our dreams on the back burner so that we can make sure that we're being a good spouse and we're being a good girlfriend, good boyfriend, or a good friend, a good sister. So whoever you are, you may feel like, well, I should be catering to others, but God will put you by yourself so that He can develop you and work on you so that He can get you to where you need to be. A lot of times, the reason why we have anxiety and stress and we're so worried about things that, happening in our lives that we have no control over is because we ourselves are trying to fix these things. We ourselves are trying to balance all of these different roles that we play in our lives, plus all of the things that we have to do on a daily basis. And a lot of that can just be so overwhelming. So, God wants us to get to a place where we can hear His voice. God is saying that there are some things that He wants to do in your life. There are some blessings that have your name on them. God wants to take you to new levels in your life, but you won't sit still long enough to hear the voice of God and to allow God to lead you and to allow God to just give you discernment about situations and people in your life. You're so busy trying to handle it all yourself that you won't allow God to step in and redirect this thing and turn this situation all the way around for you. So if you feel like right now you are alone, people don't understand what you're going through, listen, some of my biggest transformations that I have experienced in my life have happened while I was going through a season of isolation. It was during that season of isolation that I started to really work on my relationship with God. I started to pour out my heart to God. I started to hand my life over to God and say, "God, I'm doing this thing completely wrong. I need you to step in and take control over my entire life. I need you to take control over every person that's attached to my life. Reveal and remove as you see fit, God. I need you to really step in and turn this thing around in my favor. Use me in ways that you want to use me, God, not for my personal benefit, God, so that you can get all of the glory out of this situation that I'm going through." Y'all, we don't go through things just because God wants to punish us and make us go through all of this stuff. A lot of times we go through things so that we can have a testimony, so that we can bring other people through storms in their lives as well. So when you're going through this season of isolation, God is trying to grow you and to develop you. Instead of getting angry or feeling like you are alone, please know that you are not alone. That if you are isolated, God is right there in that thing with you. God wants to speak to you. God wants to use you. He wants to use your circumstances that you're going through right now. Embrace that season of isolation. A lot of us have people attached to us that just cannot go where God is about to take us. God is about to take some of us to some new levels that we've never seen before. God is getting ready to blow our minds in the next season that we're getting ready to walk into. But we can't go because a lot of times we have people that's just hanging on to our coattails and they don't want to see us do better. They don't want to see us level up. Because sometimes when you level up, you have people that if they're not trying to level up with you, then it's one or two things that's going to happen. First of all, they're going to start to get jealous of you and assume that you're acting funny or you acting brand new, and they're not going to understand it. Or they're going to say, well, you know what? I better level up too because I see my sis leveling up and I don't want to be left behind. So let me try to better myself and try to catch up with her. It's just one or two things that's going to happen. So you have to pay attention, use a level of discernment when it comes to people that's attached to us right now. But I just want you to know that if you feel alone, I want to remind you that God is very close to you. God wants to do something new in your life. God wants to use you in a way that will give him the glory out of it. But you have to be obedient to what God wants to do for you and embrace that season of isolation because it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. So I hope that that helps and I hope that it motivates someone who may be going through that because I know this time can be kind of confusing and I just hope that this gave you some clarity and some understanding. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I would definitely see you all in my next video. Bye.